So, before I start this video, I really need to give a hefty shout out to Leon1991Heart and his channel. He's a awesome YouTuber. He's extremely creative, and he's kind of the muse for really giving me the direction to how I wanted to take this video and everything. It's one that I've been wanting to do ever since we got the confirmed effect for Shadow Shien, but I necessarily didn't know how to convey it until I saw a tutorial video that he did, and like it just everything is crystal clear. So I'm not trying to steal his idea. I just want to put it in a different perspective, because a lot of people ingest things visually, which I'm going to put the video down there if you're a more visual person, and then more people grasp things more conceptually, which I am. So like I said, go to him if you need that visual aid, and he does a spectacular job. Like I said, go give him love. So, Shadow Shien, that's what I want to talk about. I, like a lot of Six Samurai players, were kind of disheartened when I saw his confirmed effect. I tried to look at it as a on-point card, like you could when Legendary Six Samurai Shien came out. And the thing is, Shadow Shien is not the card that you can look at in that way. You really have to look at it in a different direction. And that direction really has to go to the heart and soul of what the original Six Samurai were. And back in the day, the original Six Samurai were, you really had to base the deck on card interaction. And that's what you have to do with Shadow of the Six Samurai. And what I mean by card interaction, you had cards like Zanji and Iroh and Nisashi and shit like that, that you couldn't activate their effects until you had another Six Samurai on board. Well, the key to unlocking that entire deck was Grandmaster at the time. And it was that fact because he was the only Six Samurai that you could really just spam out. And he was so good for unlocking that deck that they made it blatantly clear on the card that you can only control one Six Samurai or one Grandmaster of the Six Samurai at a time. So I'm getting hung up on my own words. So until Legendaries came out, you really didn't have the spam deck that we have today. And with that interaction, that's where you really have to look at Shadow Shien, because Shadow Shien works in conjunction with a lot more than what we give it credit for. Now, going into that discussion, I want to talk about the prior structure decks that came out. Had Dragons Collide, we had Dark World, we had Agents, and we had Machinas come through there. And they all had fantastic boss monster cards, and they all had fantastic support super rares. When they gave us Snow, we automatically knew how to play it in conjunction with Gates, and Snow is a broken card. When they gave us Agent of Earth, we knew exactly how to play it in getting Venus, and that card was so deadly and so broken that it had to go to 1. When Machina Gear Frame came out, we knew exactly how to play with it, and it was amazing for spamming out Fortress and getting exactly what Machinas you need, and so on and so forth. And you know, that continued with like Pulsar and Eclipse Wyvern and Dark Flare. And they gave us something different when they gave us the Samurai Warlords deck. They gave us Shadow Shien as being the only new card, and then they gave us reprints of 2 super rares. Now, with those reprints, they were giving us clues how to play with Shadow Shien. And with those reprints, they gave us Smoke Signal and Kageki. Now, it wasn't just to hollow out these 2 cards. I mean, believe me, these things deserve to be hollowed out in the first place. However, that isn't necessarily the only reason why they did it. It's when they hollow out a card, it's pretty much like them highlighting the cards, like, hey, maybe you should be playing this. When they did it with these 2, it's like they're taking the highlighter and like buzzing over the card and then taking a bigger pen and like circling the shit out of it, because these are the 2 cards you really need to be looking at when it comes to Shadow Shien. Signal, because it gives you Kageki, and Kageki because it this is easily the most abusable card with Shadow Shien. This becomes a 3,500 3-star with Shadow Shien's effect. And I'll take that any day. Any card that can beat over Red MD and BLS with pretty much no cost, yeah, I'll take that any day. So, why is these two cards so important with Shadow Shien? Because these two cards allow you to abuse the shit out of the most feared card in the entire deck, which is Gateway of the Six Samurai. When you start playing 6 Sams, and your opponent knows exactly what you're playing, this is the card that they're on the lookout for. They want to have an answer to this, or they want to have an answer to any summon that you try to do while this is active until they can get rid of this. If they can't react to you, then they're on the fast track to a gang rape, okay? So, it's those cards that you have to go back, because the original deck was based on Bushido counters. And we have lots of great cards that accrue those Bushido counters, like Gateway and like Dojo. So, abusing these cards with Shadow Shien allows you to do one of the most broken things the Samurai deck can do, which is recycle Keyzon over and over and over again. Now, what does recycling Keyzon mean? It means spamming Exceeds. Not just Shadow Shien. Shadow Shien does nothing but allow you to gain more counters. And the more counters you get, the more field presence you get. So, spamming out Keyzons allow you to spam out Blade Armor Ninjas. It allows you to spam out Heroic Champion Excaliburs. It allows you to search out and spam out Grandmaster from your deck. And if you just fill out your entire field of Exceeds and just big beefy monsters, and your opponent doesn't have anything to do because you've done this so quickly, guess what? Game over. What Shadow Shien is allowing the deck to do is to create better OTKs. And that's something that Samurais are very, very good at. Because Gateway is at 1, it is more inconsistent, but you usually get Gateway. Like, how many times have you opened up Gateway? It's seriously one of those cards that you always open up with. It's pretty insane for being a one-of in the deck. But what I'm trying to get is that Shadow Shien is one of those cards that you shouldn't overlook simply because it's not relevant to the current meta. Yes, Samurais cannot stand up to Inzectors, Chaos Dragons, and Dino Rabbit. They can't. But look on the other end towards September. What are the 3 main decks that are probably going to get hit by the Forbidden Limited list? Inzectors, Chaos Dragons, and Dino Rabbit. So, anytime a new ban list comes out, there's always a changing of the guard of decks. And that always opens up for new strategies, that opens up for new tech, and definitely Samurais have a chance to stand above and beyond when those 3 decks are less powerful. So, like I said, I'll put the link for Leon's video down below if you need a visual aid to see exactly what I'm talking about. Definitely go to his video, subscribe to him, like him, do all that kind of shit. Just because a card comes out that isn't relevant at the exact second it comes out doesn't mean that it's not worth playing. We've seen lots of things where something isn't relevant until a couple months after it's come out, and then it just sweeps the field. You know, we saw this with Tour Guide. We had to wait an entire couple sets before we could get some good Exceeds and start playing with it. So, comment down below. Tell me what you think. Are you going to play with Shadow Shien? You know, are you starting to open up to the concept of Samurais taking another direction? And yeah, that's pretty much all that I'm asking. Like I said, go to Leon's channel, check him out, and give him some love. This is Vulturous 85, over and out.